Hey everyone, welcome to Behind the Art. I'm super excited to have you on today. This is going to be a fun stream, and I just can't wait to go through all of your art. So thanks for joining me at a little bit of a different time. It's night for you, but it's the middle of the day for me, right?
Yeah, it's night time, 9 p.m. here.
It's kind of nice to be able to switch up the show and have it a little bit earlier since I do always do nighttime for me, and then a lot of people have to watch it the next day. So this one is for the UK fans out there that can make this one.
Oh,
Let's see.
okay.
Okay, so I'm going to. Hey everyone, thanks for popping in the chat. Hey Easy. Um, oh yeah, definitely drop links for the whip too. Um, Nice to see you here. Awesome. So just to um, let you guys know who have seen this before or watching it for the first time, we're gonna start. I'm gonna ask a few like warm up icebreaker questions, and then I have a really quick sponsor that I'll talk about, and then we'll go into just like a little chat about you and your art, and then we'll finish up with some more questions at the end. Um, but to start, I'm pulling up. Okay. Some of these questions are weird, so bear with me. They're not all art related. Um, if you could be on a reality TV show, which one would you choose and why?
On a reality TV show. Oh god, I don't know why Big Brother came to mind because I wouldn't go on that one.
To which one?
So I know I said I don't know why Big Brother just came to mind then,
Oh
but I
yeah,
wouldn't go on that.
you wouldn't. But you do you like
I don't
watching
think
that
I
one?
would. No, I remember like everybody being obsessed over it, and I just remember thinking, oh god, like um, a reality TV show. Oh my god. Do you know I can't think of do you know the names of any
I was
around?
thinking like some of the ones that I kind of like for example, have you seen Chopped? The cooking.
Oh,
Have you seen
yeah.
that one? Do you know what I'm talking about? The judges and
Yeah.
they're all
Oh,
cooking and then they
they
like
do like a dessert and everything. I
yeah,
have
yeah.
seen
I
that
like
one,
that
yeah.
show. That'd be pretty cool. I don't think, I mean, I wouldn't win it, but I do like it watching it. I also like watching Survivor. I think I'd definitely be more strategic than, or more of like a strategy game player than physical, but I like that show too. Um, I don't think I'd be good at it though.
No, so I just got reminded then someone over there was like saying we used to watch that Ink Master, that was pretty
Oh
cool.
yeah. Oh
That
yeah. Oh,
that
obviously.
that would be somewhat cool to, yeah, I would love to do that one. There you go.
That would be
I can't
perfect for
think off the
you.
top of my head all these shows because there's obviously a lot, isn't there?
Yeah, that would be a perfect one for you. And I can't wait to get talking about that too because you are a tattoo artist, right?
Yes.
So that's gonna be cool to talk about once we get into this. Okay, if you were left on a deserted island with your worst enemy or no one, which one would you pick?
Oh God, I think I'd have to. It's go with my worst enemy because even though I'd say I'm quite a thingy person that I don't really, I'd say, like socializing too much because of the HFA, but like, I think I'd rather go with my worst enemy and just try and be like, let's just be friends.
Yeah, no, it's better than going crazy by yourself. At least someone to
Yeah,
go crazy with.
definitely not.
Hey Lander, hey Ballistic Banana. Nice to see you guys. Okay, last question before we dive into everything. What is your favorite piece of art that you own? Could be digital, could be physical,
That I own but not made. I own.
any, either. Either you made it or
Oh,
you just own it.
I think I own a like a, I think it's a lithograph print of Francis Bacon, um
Oh, cool.
like his own self portrait. That's I think he got me that. It's an edition one,
Oh,
signed as
cool.
well in pencil, like kind of thing. But that was really cool. I haven't got it to hand, but I think I did show it a while ago. But that's really cool.
That's a good one.
And
That's
I
for
like
sure a good one.
that.
And it's interesting to see what people collect digitally versus what they collect physically. But that's a really cool one, especially since it's numbered and everything. Good choice. All right, so really quick, I'm gonna do like 60 seconds talk about the sponsor for the episode, and then we're going to jump right in because I have a ton of questions for you. But I'll just be back in one quick second. Let's see. All right, so today's sponsor for the stream is Whale Street. I know you guys have probably heard this on some of my other streams, but definitely check them out. They're created by Lendroid Protocol, our project, but they also are the group that created B20. So as you guys know, those bundle of Beeple's 21 of ones were all purchased by this group, and then they actually fractionalized them and sold B20 tokens. If you guys got in, here's their website as well, and I linked their Discord in the comments. If you guys got in B20 when they launched and actually had a launch party in CryptoVoxels, the price at launch was 37 cents, which was not that long ago, maybe 1 month ago now. And now B20, we obviously know Beeple has some amazing things going on. His art at Christie's and everything. Each token that started at 37 cents is now at $10.74, which is fucking nuts. So definitely just keep track with what they're doing and all the cool things they're creating. I know they have a lot of work sort of in the pipeline for different things that they're doing. So check them out, follow them on their website, also on their Twitter, and check out their Discord as well, which is going to be the easiest way to reach their team. Sweet. Okay, so back to this. I guess my first question is, how did you get your artist name? On Twitter, you go by Kitty Bast. So that is my first question.
Okay. So like obviously like I've always been like attracted to the Bastet, like a symbol, you know, the cat, the Egyptian deity. And like I remember looking at, like when I went to art school, I actually started looking into her, and like she was basically, I didn't know why I was like attracted to, I don't mean like that, but you know, like drawn to her as this symbol, and I started using her in my work when I was at art school and things. It sounds a bit silly that, but like you know, and yeah, no, and I looked into her and she was all, and I found out she was quite a feminine symbol, like, so she was all about nurturing and women and things like that, and yeah, and then that, I found it interesting how like women are nurturers of society and things like that. And but obviously then with the name Kitty, it was like a play on the fact that the Bastet goddess is a cat, and I love cats as well, so why not?
Cool.
It just seemed to work.
Yeah, no, I like the combination. And you use a lot of animals in your artwork too, which is kind of cool. So I wondered if, the kitty part came from any inspiration of like the animals that you use in your work. So it totally fits. Um, so I guess to sort of jump into that and start talking about your work, I would love to know your journey to just in life becoming a creative, becoming an artist. Like, where did that start for you?
I spoke about this before. Like, I don't. I hope I don't repeat myself any. But like, I always, like, when somebody asks me like where did your journey start in art, I always think of like my dad, because my dad was like really into art, and his brother was really into art, and they like both used to make sculptures and everything. They was always doing something, and my dad was always talking about his brother, and like it was so sad because his brother died at such a young age, and I don't know, and so I just kind of learned about all those things at a young age, and like I was around it a lot, and the art stuff, I think because he got absorbed into that as well with his brother dying and things. I think it just, he like cluttered his, where he was living with just honestly art. He had rooms just where he'd store like art. He collected like sculptures and things by artists, and like he'd like every week when I come round, he'd like have this like a mural painted at the top of the stairs, like with things like Tank Girl and stuff like that. And animals was another one he used to paint a lot of. Yeah, but when I was there, I was like repeatedly like painting scarecrows. I always get reminded of the scarecrow thing because I today still wonder why I did that. Like I still, like why was I painting this same image of this scarecrow in a field with the sun shining, and like I'd done it like about 20, 30 times. I painted this as a child, or maybe more. And he kept them all and he showed me only like a couple of years ago or something. He's like, look,
wow.
you've done all these. And I was like, wow. And he kept them all. Like, and I was like, yeah, it's just but it started for me. I think that I always think of that when I think of the start of things, because I think there's something interesting about painting this scarecrow over and over. And I wish I knew what that kind of meant, But then obviously I went into, I did art at school. And animals were there again. That's where the animal thing started. I remember in like high school, I was like, in art, it was all like animal stuff. I was just painting animals, and my friend, I remember her getting pretty annoyed at me. She was like, if I see one more fish or one more, that's all I was
One more
painting.
scarecrow.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But like then I went to obviously uni or art school. But before that, I'd done a tattoo apprenticeship because I wanted to keep whatever I did creative. I wanted to, as a job, or I wanted to. I didn't. It sounds awful, but I didn't want to just have like a job where I'd feel really thingy in it. I wanted a creative job. And my dad always said to me, like, if you want to be an artist, then you can be an artist. And he really was like that. He was like, you don't have to, but you can be an artist. And I never believed it, growing up, you kind of think, well, I didn't believe that. And he was like, look, I'll pay you for your art. And he did. He actually gave me some money once for a picture. He said, I'll buy it off you now, and I'll show you you can do it. And I think I was only about 13 when he did that. But I still thought, oh no, it won't happen. But then getting here now, it's a bit strange because I still didn't think I'd ever be making money with my art. But that was always the dream. And then in uni or art school, yeah, I have like a messy practice, art practice in the studios, but the crypto art it's a bit different.
So that's really cool because a few things that you said that your dad gave you this not only encouragement to continue to try to pursue art, he was like, no, like you can charge for your art. I'm gonna buy something from you. Like this can be a real job, and he instilled that in you at a really young age, which is so cool to see because I've had people on the stream say that their parents didn't like that they created art and they were like, that's not a real job. So that's so cool that you had that encouragement when you were younger to continue to be able to do it. And then you went on to go to art school and you're like, okay, like I'm going to do that. And obviously that takes a lot of like self determination and everything. So, I mean, that's amazing that you were just able to follow exactly what you wanted to do at such a young age. When you said you did a tattoo apprenticeship, was that something? Were you always interested in tattoos? Like, did you have tattoos at that point? Like, what led you to becoming a tattoo artist?
Yeah, so well, that's interesting. When I've thought about it, I think it's quite interesting because like growing up, I was surrounded by tattoos. These pictures, I kind of I thought of them as pretty pictures on people. When I was young, because my mum had tattoos, my dad had tattoos. Some of my dad's family had tattoos. It was quite a common thing for me to be around. I don't know if it's wrong or right. I don't know, but it was even tattoos that were back in the like when I was younger. It was. I still remember thinking that they wasn't accepted. If that that kind of thing, like you were seen as rough or you were seen as somewhat not nice if you had tattoos. That's how when I was young. That's how
I had that experience too. Yeah.
Yeah, because my mum even I think it was they were doing it with the when I was younger, like the using needles and things to do it, like like a really different way of doing it to the way you see it with machines today. Like I and yeah, and I remember all these little symbols they had, like, um, and they were all like, because the inks today obviously have other things in them, like back in the day, like they were all turning like blue and green, weren't they, and things like that on the skin. But yeah, no, I've been around. Oh yeah, and my dad's, yeah, and Beverly, she had loads of tattoos. So I've just been around tattoos growing up and seeing them on people like from a young age, and um, yeah, and so I think when I went to college when I was 16, doing art, I was like doing the art, but there was a tattoo shop just right next to it, and me and my friend was like, let's go and get a tattoo. Like you do, like it was, and we shouldn't have. We were 16, but yeah, so we got these tattoos on our arms, and I'd had some anyway before that. When I was 16, I think I did get my first one. And it was actually my mum that let me go and get that one. It sounds bizarre. It's gonna sound really like, but my mum thought I was dying, which I wasn't. So she's like, just let her have a tattoo. Oh. Anyway, I think it was this one actually. 1 second.
This was your first one?
I don't know if you can see it. It's really old now, but like it's like a Black Panther kind of thing. It's really old, like flash design, because I was only 16 when I had it. I'm like, I think I'm 33 now. I don't know, but yeah, I can't remember. Sorry, I forget my age. I sound like a right.
I know I forget my age all the time.
But yeah, no. So I've just been around it a lot. So I like when I was at college, like I saw this opportunity. Like I was getting like along with the person who we went around to get the tattoos off when I was at college, and we just kind of got chatting, and he said, "Yeah, I'll show you how to do it," and that. So, and it kind of happened back from there.
So, how many years have you been doing tattoos?
So I'd started like practicing it there when I was 16. So, wow. And then when I was at college and I finished, I kind of went on again to find, because he moved, so I found another guy called Graham, and he helped me do more, and he offered me a job and things. Wow. So I got the chance to learn with 2 tattooists, really.
So for like more than half your life, basically, you've been practicing and creating tattoos. That's pretty cool.
Yes. Yeah. Well, wow, you put it like that.
Yeah.
No, it's my time.
So how did you find NFTs and crypto art? What was your journey to that?
Sorry, I didn't catch that.
Oh, sorry. I said, how did you find NFTs and crypto in general? How did you start creating your art in this community and platform?
So I always say like the crypto artist, Crypto Alert, and Cult Bits kind of told me to come over and just like, because at the time I was doing like some exhibition with the art school and things like that, and I was like, I really don't have time to like do all this, you know what I mean? Like I wanted to, but I just didn't have time at the time to come over. But like I did like I'd spoke to him, like me and Cult Bits, like we got our first Ethereum, like was it, I think 2017. But then after that it was like, then you like learn about the crypto art, and I remember being there watching all the drama going on and everything. Yeah. But like I wasn't in it at that point, but I remember seeing it all happening, and I got to know who was who before I jumped in there. But I do wish I'd done it sooner, like as soon as Crypto did it, because like when he jumped in on it, he told me to do it at the same time, and I said I don't have the time at the minute to get on it. I just did. It was a matter of I didn't have the time. Right. I really didn't at that time, or I would have jumped straight in then when he did. But so yeah,
no,
it's
that
thanks
happens.
to them.
And a lot of us are always like, oh, I wish I did this a little sooner. Or, oh, I wish I sold this when. So it's like nothing ever aligns perfectly. So it happens. Also, by the way, I don't want to forget these. Ballistic Banana said, "Hey," and I don't know what this means, so you're gonna have to explain
Mhm.
what this means. Hey, are you a res monk or a blue monk? MANC? Mank? Monk? Is that just short for Manchester?
Sorry, say that again.
A res. He had RES space MANC. Is that short for what is that?
Red on blue.
Oh, am I red monk or blue monk?
What does that mean? Do you know?
It's red anyway. Because even though I grew up near the blue side, I've ended up on the red side.
Okay.
Meaning, basically, I think he means. Does he mean football? Does he mean football? Like United?
I was assuming it had something to do with sports, but I don't know.
But if so, red. I mean, I've read anyway.
Okay. All right. Well, there's
Always
your
for the
answer,
red.
Ballistic. She's red. What are you? Are you red or blue, Ballistic? Tell us. Um, and then Ballistic Banana also asked, "Hey Kitty, are you going to do something similar to your Yakuza's wife? Yakuza? Is that how you say it? Yakuza's wife?"
Oh, yeah, that. Do you know? I feel bad about like talking about that one, Winter, because I don't know if you've seen Caroline Drawright play. She that was like a collab piece with her, and I gave her like a bass thing and everything, and like it was about like saying right, you tattoo it or whatever. But it ended up all like their cultural, their like kind of identity things was like coming into it. It was really cool. So I feel bad kind of saying that I'll do something like that again because I feel like that was because of her that came to be.
That makes sense. Do you have that piece in one of your folders or something? I'd love to pull it up and see it. If not,
Do
it's okay.
I don't think I put that one in there.
Okay, that's fine. I'll find a link and we'll put it up.
Because I've got two thingies here. I mean, I could. I don't know if I don't think it's on there. Actually. I don't think it's on this one.
Okay, yeah, no worries, no worries. Yeah, also, as you guys know, like, thanks Ballistic Banana, definitely feel free to ask questions in the chat because they're always nice to answer you guys live on here with any of your questions. So what I would love if you want to show some of your art and just talk about, I don't know if you have like some of your early pieces or some of your favorite pieces or like anything you want to talk about with your art if you want to pull that up, and we can like go through a little bit because I think you have like a really cool distinct style and I'd like to just see it and chat about it a bit.
I'm pointing my finger at this and I'm like, I forgot.
Oh, that's okay. I think
it's
right,
just
the share screen. There we go.
Right.
I think it'll pull up in just a sec. Awesome.
Is it up? Right. Let's hope nothing strange pops up anywhere.
I can see. Perfect.
Right. So I've put these in because because of the two iPads, it's a bit like all my stuff's just scattered between them. It's like it's really annoying, really.
No, these are awesome because I think like first off, overall, like looking at your work, you do use a lot of animals in your work, which I think is so cool. You talked about that a little bit in the beginning about even some of the first art you were doing, drawing these crows a lot. And then I know you tweeted about using a lot of rabbits in your work. And
become obsessed.
Yeah, it's so cool to see. Do you want to like talk a little bit about like why you combine the woman figure and portraits with animals, or where that sort of inspiration came from?
Right. When I was like in art school, like doing my degree, I was like forever like I was always, the animal was always just there. He was always popping up. It's like I'll just show you. With, for example, this is like not like any of the NFTs I've done because this is like a really old piece I was doing in art school. Mm-hmm. These are the type of things I was creating. And you can see there's almost like, none of this is real fur, by the way. I would never do that. But like it's all like fake furs, and you've got like fake hair and things in there, and it sounds a bit horrible. But like I was just like kind of bringing things together, and like I'd have things like this is just one, but it's like you can see sweet pea there. I don't know if you can see it on the cat head. It's like reversed. So like you've got these reversals in these animals. But I in the like I'd even have like on some pieces there'd be things like the word, it sounds like a bitch, but like so like a reclaiming of the word bitch and things. And but like I saw in the end I started to see these things as, it sounds weird, I don't know, like representations of women maybe. Like, but that is obviously like nothing, like that was just me experimenting back in art school like years and years ago. And
it's
but I can see
even your color palette has it's evolved, but it also has followed through with some of your current pieces too, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, I feel like which I find really interesting, to be honest, in itself, even though it's not in the art, but like the idea that I'm separating in a way like these two art practices, like, so it's like you'll see this one, which is like some strange experimental thing I'm throwing together, and that's the kind of stuff I'll do in the studio. Like I'll just like really, it's like a weird like animalistic type thing, like, and it ends up like there's a mess afterwards, you know. It's like I remember this one time, like I got like this from like some charity shop place. I bought like this child's dress, it sounds a bit weird, like, and I dipped it in this like red dye paint stuff in this bucket, and I'd like started making massive prints with it around the studio. But by the end of it, I remember the woman coming in like, what's happened here? Do you know? Because it looked like these big red streaks have been dragged across the floor and stuff. But I don't realise I'm making such a mess when I'm doing it. Yeah, so, but like that is like what happens in the studio, the messy stuff. And then, but like this stuff is, I can see definitely there's a crossover for sure, definitely. Like there's like, but then the crypto art that I'm uploading as NFTs is a bit more, you can clearly tell what's going on, like, more, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And also, so this is kind of weird, and I don't know, you tell me what you think about this, but I feel like from the picture you showed me of, you know, your some of your college experiments with art, and even the story with the, you know, dipping the child's dress in red paint, and earlier when you were talking to me about that your mom at some point she told you could get a tattoo because she was worried about, you know, you and all this stuff, like like there's a thread throughout this that is like the concept of death almost, you know what I mean, like this playing with sort of experimenting and seeing like what that means, I guess, is what I'm personally seeing. And like I said, like we can all interpret art in a different way, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Or even, I don't know, is this true? I always thought this, but I could be wrong. Aren't crows also a symbol of death as well?
Yeah, apparently so. Like, it's funny you say that, because like when I was at uni, I got a bit obsessed with crows at one point. And because like what drew me to it is like, because I do also like have a fascination with like words, or things said as well, and like I'll get drawn to them and try and explore them. Like, so for example, a murder of crows is like a group of crows, isn't it?
Yeah.
And when I looked into that, that was something like that. Was it? I can't remember. I could be wrong saying this, but like in the medieval times, didn't they come up with these things? I can't actually fully remember off the top of my head, but there's something to that. I think it's like they said it was just them making things, like it was being poetic or something. It's like I really liked, like, I don't know if you've ever seen those the medieval bunnies and manuscripts and cats and things. Like, I really love them. I don't know why I didn't put some of those in there to show you, because they're really cute.
See
Um,
that's really cool though to just hear where your thought process is with this and even like the history of these things that you've been looking up because it's so like your mind is so creative and you're thinking of all these different things and even things that you started, exploring when you were so young and it's like traveled through your art for so long and it's transformed your art into different things in different ways. I think that's so cool to sort of see that progression and how you deal with like I guess breaking down that topic in different pieces, you know?
like yeah, like with the like you were saying about this idea of death, like when I was in art school, I was looking at, like, I don't know if you've heard of like the abject and things like that, and like that was like, I remember I come across it because this is going to sound really horrible, but like when I was in art school, I started like collecting loads of like images of, this is sounds awful, but dead animals.
Uh-huh.
And like it, and I started like drawing these dead animals like as they were dead, like, but they didn't look dead when I drew them. They
Mm-hmm.
looked more alive, if that makes sense. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't make it look like they were dead, if that makes sense. They never looked dead. Like, but then I looked and then I come across The Abject by Julia Kristeva, The Powers of Horror, and she was like, she's real to me. I cannot, like, I struggle to read that because it's like really like complex and complicated thing to read. But the way she writes it was amazing to read something like that. And she mentioned things like beasts and animals and all sorts of things in there, and like this idea that like the abject is this thing where, when you're presented with, say, the corpse, for example, or a body, it's like, it's kind of like it is, but it isn't what it was before. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like this in between thing, if that makes sense.
Yeah. No, I get what you mean. And
So it's kind of hard for you to process in a way or something. It's like your body, it gives you like a gut reaction,
yeah.
naturally, like.
And when you're saying that, I'm trying to remember. I tried to look it up and I can't find it. There's someone that said, I forget exactly what they said, and I'm totally gonna butcher it. So if anyone that watches this knows what I'm talking about, tell me. But there's someone who said art shouldn't. Basically, they were saying something like art should, sure, it could be beautiful, but then like good art is often like makes you like it's like repulsive, kind of.
Yeah,
I
I
forget
have
who said
heard
it,
that.
but
No, I have heard that.
oh, you have heard that? Okay, good.
I have heard that,
I'm
yeah.
not going crazy, but yeah, like
So that the
something
ugly
to
is
that nature.
important.
What?
Yeah. Sorry, go on.
Oh no, yeah, I was just saying like that of what you're saying, that sort of like reminds me of that for sure. Oh, and Agrocat said, uh, the kitty work I have called Murder now is even more precious to me. See, that is so
Ah,
cool. Like when we're hearing, more of this story and this journey of like your pieces along the way. It totally does make the art more and more special. Do you want to click into some of these pieces and tell
yeah.
us about some of them?
Yeah, but no, with the murder one that Agrocat's talking, like, that is actually, just so you know, it was like the Murderer Crows I originally did back in art school. That was a revisit to that piece. So that murder one is a revisit to an old piece that
Oh,
I've
cool.
tried to attack in a different way.
That's
So it
really
is
cool.
connected.
This one
um,
is really cool. I see so many like Alice in Wonderland symbolisms in here.
yeah, I went a bit mad with this one. But it was I thought I'll challenge myself. I thought because, like, obviously in art school I'd done painting and things like that, and I thought, well, why don't I try and do a physical, because
Mm.
I'd seen some people were doing physical things as well. um anyway, and I think Landa, it is Landa who has this one. I don't know how I didn't forget that. Not with the middle finger there. But no, with this one, really, like it was. I did this. I can't remember. This one's quite old now, isn't it? I did it quite some months ago. But yeah, it was. I don't know why. Like it just. I kind of just attacked this canvas board really. At first, and then the ideas were coming as I was working. But the initial idea started off as this lady hybrid rabbit. And I thought obviously it works when you think of the rabbit hole and crypto art and things.
Yeah.
And then I added like the pocket watch with the elements of time. Like time is different in crypto, and I actually, yeah, this took me a long time to do as well, and it was basically and then I viewed it as like, well, the body, like as I started to put things on it, I thought, well, this is a bit like some kind of, this is like like with Alice in Wonderland, it was like a crypto land thing, basically it became. So and I started like, because I do like to look at like cultural things and stuff as well, and I like to like, I think it was Nifty Time who pointed out like there was something I said a while ago, and it's true really. I think like you can be like a magpie as an artist or just in general, and you can like cherry pick and take things from your environment and things, or what you see in, what you hear, those things, and you can like put them together, and it's like it constructs an identity, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
But like it's like with the body, like there's loads of, I think, different references going on. Like there's obviously stuff to do with like the gaze going on. There's like surveyor of the self, but then the body, like with this, like the little Alice in Wonderland white rabbit there poking out the window. It's like that's this body as a house thing. So that's part of that as well. Like so, it's not just about crypto culture and crypto land or all that. It's not just, it's got other things in there as well, like if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, this piece is so cool. I can find so many different things in here, and every time you keep looking, there's more and more, right? Like the eat me little like candy that she eats in the movie, like I even love like the bunny that's in the water and she's standing on top of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Oh
so
yes, because I don't know if you've ever seen the like, it's a really old like game, because I really love computer games as well, and like I said, I will like, if I see things like, because this is kind of how I go about like approach art, is like by like assembling things, like assemblage and stuff. But sometimes it's not always obvious, I think. But I will like, it's like about plucking things from places, and I'm kind of assembling things, if that makes sense. And it's like obviously about culture and people's behaviors and what people do and what what's going on around you. But like with the eat me sticker thing that you said, it's like it was weird, because after I'd made this, like a while after, I came across like an old thing I made when I was about, I think I was about 13 or something, when I was doing art, and it was just like a mood board, where you just like stick things together, and it reminded me so much of this piece, and I was like, wow, like I didn't even realize that the stuff in that is there, it's right there.
yeah.
It's like the eat me looks eerily similar on it. It's weird, like I don't know.
Yeah. No, it's so cool. I mean, there's this, like I said, whatever that quote is that I can't remember, there's something about this piece. Like, it is so beautifully done, and you have so much talent, but then there's also like this like weird part of it that's like creepy and but like not in a bad way, you know what I mean, but that like makes you want to keep looking at it and finding all these things, like the eyeballs growing off the plants, like the teeth in the bottom right corner, which has like the human teeth and then the rabbit teeth, and she's like pulling the curtain away into the back of the throat. Like so weird and creepy, but I'm like so intrigued by it and just want to keep looking at it, you know? So I think you do that really well in your art. How long ago did you create this piece?
It was way before Christmas. Do you remember? Months before. Lander will definitely know it if he's there. If Lander's there. I can't exact, but it was quite a long time ago.
Okay.
I'm super rare. This piece was. It was some months before Christmas.
Okay. Oh yeah, Easy said so love that piece. Wrong Bedroom asked, does Kitty have a preferred medium, traditional versus digital painting, or a combination of both?
Oh, right. That's interesting as well, because like I thought of something not long ago that like with the like from doing both, like so like when playing in the studio and then making digital art, they're so like, even though like my themes are like staying the same, like there's so much difference from in between them, but it's weird how the way I approach the practices is the same, the themes are the same, but they're so different. Like the outcomes look very different as well. Like well, not very, but like so like for example, like with the digital art, I like the way I make it. Like I love how clean it is, fast paced. It's like so convenient, and it's nothing's messy, everything's easy. Like it's not. I'm not saying it's dead. It's not. It's not easier. You still have to obviously like paint and draw and things like that. It's still hard work, but it's just cleaner and more organized. And like, but with the physical side of art, it's like, for me anyway, it's so messy. It's like really messy. It's not right. Do you know what I mean? I make such a mess, and I have to. It's like, for example, when I painted this one, I made such a mess.
That's not bad though. Probably not as big as a mess as you made with the dress and the red paint.
Oh no, yeah, not that much.
And that's kind of like, you kind of have to make a mess to get things done sometimes. So I'm okay with that. That's funny. So
what do I prefer? Sorry.
Oh no, yeah, I was gonna say, typically do you do your digital stuff? Do you do on like Procreate? Like what do you use for that?
Sorry, say that again.
Like
Sorry.
how do you do your digital drawings? Is it on like an app on your iPad or?
Yeah, I use the Procreate. That's
Okay.
all I use to make the digital pieces.
Okay.
So I like bring loads of images in, and I'll just like, a lot of the time it's like hybriding things, or like I said, like with assemblage, and like with some it's not very obvious, I don't think, but like.
And let's see the.
But yeah, just paint away on Procreate.
That's awesome. And do you typically also, like, I guess I'm curious, when you're sketching out tattoos and stuff, do you also create those on Procreate, or do you do those more by hand?
Oh, you mean, what do you mean, like on the art, or on people, like?
Oh, I mean, like
people?
when you're creating the like art for the tattoo first. Before I was asking about your
Right,
crypto
yeah.
art, but now I guess just like when you're dreaming up the art that you're gonna tattoo someone with, do you first like use your iPad, or are you mostly just drawing by hand on paper?
No, like when I've done like I'd say like there's a lot of cases where I've just drawn straight onto somebody's skin, and
Oh
then I'll
wow.
just go straight over that. Like say it was a
Yeah.
cover up, like, and you need to, like, it's quite difficult, so I think sometimes layer some over a cover up, and like sometimes you just draw on somebody and then just go over it. I mean, it's a bit risky, but yeah, no, I'll to be honest, I do like to draw, like, I think take tracings and then I can draw straight onto paper, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
But I would totally use it, but I'd say I haven't actually ever tried to do a tattoo. It sounds bizarre, doesn't it? But I've never tried to do like an actual tattoo on the Procreate. like that I would do on a person.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I'm just so curious of people's workflow with all these sorts of different
Yeah.
creative things, but that's really interesting. Do you want to show any of the other pieces you had? I think one of the ones you have this series that is that an async art series?
Yeah, this
Yeah,
one.
that is a cool one. I love the
But
different
no,
options.
yeah, I was happy with this one.
What'd you say?
I was happy with this one, definitely.
Oh yeah.
But like, I didn't expect it to be honest, to get such a good like reaction. What it got, you know. But yeah.
It's so like even like looking at her eyes is so like I don't know, it's so different the way that you made the pupils different sizes and almost like she has this weird thing inside of her that's like registering what she's looking at. Like it is so cool. You also use a black heart a lot in your work.
Yeah, I think I've become obsessed with that as well. Like, I think originally it started because it's like, well, Harley Quinn like got a, you know, that started getting a bit more like with things like Birds of Prey and all that. I think people went a bit mad on Harley Quinn, didn't they? And I was picking up on that. I was picking up on the black hearts I was using on social media, and quite a few people use black hearts on social media. I noticed, and it was like, I think including it as like, oh yeah, the black heart, you know what I mean? But at first, originally, it was like, I think it was more a nod to Harley Quinn, really, more than anything, and that, you know, that dual kind of, like with a, you know, when you think of Harley Quinn, like, she's a bit dualistic, isn't she?
Yeah. And even now that you said Harley Quinn, like I see that a lot in this piece too, with like the red around the eyes and even like the hair color, sort of, you know?
Yeah, like the split hair colors and everything.
Yeah, that's really interesting. And then what were the other states of this? I don't know if it's easy to swipe through the other one.
There was another one.
Cool. To the moon. And now the hearts are in the eyes. Do you have a black heart tattoo? I'm curious.
Do I have a black heart tattoo? I do have. It's not coloured in black, but it's an outline black.
Oh, nice.
I don't know if you can see me. Like,
I can't see you right now. I can only see your screen right now.
All right, no, and I have, and this, yeah, basically on my left hand, like near my knuckle, I have a little red heart, and I let my dad do that one.
Oh,
that was like the only
cool.
tattoo my dad's ever done. I was like, go on, Dad.
That's sweet.
And my friend did the black one, so my friend did the black one.
That's really cool. You have like literally something from them on your body forever.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I think I let my little sister do a smiley face once, but it's totally faded away. That was so long. She doesn't even remember doing it.
Wow, that's crazy. How old
she's
was
like, how old was she? Do you know? I cannot remember how old she was but I remember her coming in saying, "Oh, I want to do it. You know, like, can I have a go?" Fine, okay, have a go. I'll let you do it. But you know, not supposed to. Man.
That's really funny.
Yeah, and like, but now she's like started doing the crypto art as well, like, which is crazy because I never thought, like, I mean, she's always been creative and done things creative, but I didn't think she'd come over. You know what I mean? Wow.
Also, I feel so dumb. You know what I just realized? That the cups on the bottom only say NF, but it's because they're cups of tea.
Yes, yeah.
That's so smart. I love that. NFT. That's so funny.
Yeah, and it totally works from being over here because obviously, you know, I do drink tea as well. So.
Yeah, I love tea. I was actually just drinking it before the stream. And then you had one more version of this one, right?
Yeah, sorry.
Oh no, it's fine.
Oh, what's going on? It's changed. There you go. That's okay
cool.
then. It's doing its own thing. I didn't even know this one was a moving one, but that's all right.
Yeah, it's cool to see the different. Oh, why did you use the unicorn to represent Ethereum? and the fox to represent MetaMask.
Yeah, the fox for the MetaMask, yeah.
Uh-huh.
And the with the unicorn, I was just like, yeah. But I made it like I tried to get it like a bit like a My Little Pony
Oh, it looks just like
because
it. Yeah.
because I honestly growing up I used to collect My Little Ponies, like I loved them. And so I thought they're like a collectible thing as well, you know, so
Yeah. And I
My Little
love the
Pony.
ears too.
And there's something interesting about like My Little Pony and things like that and Care Bears, they were something I explored when I was at art school, like Care Bears and My Little Pony. It sounds weird, I know, but like how like if you look at Care Bears and My Little Pony, they've got like what I call identity marks. So it's like so My Little Pony has a cutie mark and a Care Bear has a belly badge, and it's like I think there's a piece I'm working on that has like this like a woman at the minute with like a kind of My Little Pony kind of nod, you know. So it's like she's got a real cutie mark kind of thing as a tattoo, if that
Oh,
makes
that's
sense.
cool. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, that's
So
really
I thought
cool.
that was interesting about My Little Pony and Care Bears. I don't know if I sound immature or childish.
No, no, I think there's a lot of things that you can pull. Like you can literally pull inspiration from anything. You know what I mean? Like there's
Mm.
nothing that is like childish or weird about pulling inspiration from different things or being interested in different things. Like I think it's quite cool. Like I mean, we could call all the people who play video games childish, but you know, we're adults and we still play video games. So,
Yeah, yeah.
um yeah, no, no, I think it's really cool. And especially like in this space, there's nothing that's even like weird about different things people are interested in. Like we're in virtual worlds like playing with blocks and like building like houses and like walking
Yeah.
around and doing weird stuff. Like it's cool, you know?
Mm. Yeah,
Um
no. It is a great place to be.
oh,
It is.
Lander said listening but driving. Hey Lander. Um
Oh, hello.
this is an awesome piece. Also someone said this is so cool and epic work. This should be its own work, like the flipping through all of them. So
Ah.
did you sell a master and then the layers on async?
Yeah, so I sold the master and all the layers in the packs. I mean, I'd have to ask them if, like, I don't know. I don't think they'd let me do that though. Like,
Yeah,
sell
no.
this one like that. I don't think they'd like that very much,
Yeah,
would
no, no,
they?
no. But this does
Um,
look really cool.
but,
That looks epic.
um,
And uh, oh wait, I was gonna ask something. Oh yeah, so you have your work at on a lot of places actually. You've sold on Async. You also sold on Known Origin, Maker's Place, and Super Rare. Am I missing any other ones?
um, so I've done. I think I've put some on Rareable.
Okay.
So there's Rareable, Maker's Place, Known Origin, Super Rare, I think, and um, I keep meaning to I feel really bad on Terrible because I'm like, yeah, I'm getting there, I'm getting to it. Like I'm supposed to have uploaded, but I'm getting to it, I'm getting there, you know. But then I don't even know if I should be saying this, but I will be like, I hope it's okay, but like, forgive me. No, it should be okay. I think in April I'll be dropping on meme. Don't buy me.
Uh-huh. Wait,
I think
on meme?
yeah,
Oh, cool. Oh yeah, I'm sure that's fine if you say that.
yeah.
Something for
No,
everyone
because
to look forward to.
yeah, I didn't know if I was allowed to say or not. I didn't know. But yeah, I think that would be like four pieces I've got. Four pieces I've got. I'm pretty stressed. Like there's loads of things coming up. Honestly, like this month is like probably the busiest I'll ever be in my life.
Wow, that's amazing. I mean, congratulations. That's
Yeah,
so cool.
like there's
Um,
some really cool event coming up, but I think it's beginning of April as well. And all I'll say is I don't know again if I'm allowed to say anything about that, but like all I'll say is it's about rabbits and stuff.
cool, cool. I like
More
that.
rabbits.
I like the
More birds.
theme. I like the theme. Um, Awesome. So, do you want to scroll through some of your other ones and then we can, or you could pop back to you if you want, up to you. Oh, this is a cool
Yeah.
one. This one's really cool. I love the color schemes that you're able to use and like how you have, how you're able to morph these different concepts together. Like how she has the ears and her legs have like the fur on them, but then she still has like the woman body. So
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, with this one, like I got this idea in my head yet again. Like, so it's like I said, you know, like plucking from culture and things, and it's sort of like with the, I don't know if you can tell, but it's a nod to like Bambi,
Mm-hmm.
like with the colours on the leg, like
Yeah.
the deer legs. I had it in my head that I wanted it to have a type of deer-like leg. I don't know, so I thought of Bambi, and then when I think of Bambi, I think of gender and all sorts, because like it is a boy, but like one would say it sounds like a girl and things
Mm-hmm.
like that. Oh no, it's a girl, like, but it's like, and then I think is that idea of gender, you know.
Yeah. Completely. I totally see it, and I absolutely see Bambi in the leg for sure, and it has like the iconic like spots on it too.
Yeah.
And interestingly enough, at the beginning of that film, Bambi's mom gets shot. So here we go back
Oh,
again.
yeah. Yeah.
With
It's
the same
horrible.
thread.
There is always something.
No, it's not. It's not horrible because you know what? Like I
Oh no,
remember.
I don't. Sorry, I didn't mean to make it sound like you was being thingy. Like, sorry,
Oh
I
yeah, yeah.
didn't
No, no, no. But I think
mean
it's
that.
cool. It's cool to explore because like we even I brought this up before, but like Carlos Martial when he came on the show, he was just talking about how artists are intrigued by death, which he said, which I'd never really thought about before. And then and obviously like he was talking about his culture and how they celebrate death differently than like people do in other places and like how he uses that in his work. So I think it's really interesting to see people's thoughts through their work or see different patterns that happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. No, I agree. Like there's like in art school again. Like I was drawn to like exploring. Like this was years ago. But like I was exploring things like you say, the Bambi thing was popping up, and the scene with the mother. And it's
Mm-hmm.
funny how you see it a lot in the early Disney's, like, because I think it was like Walt had like this thing, didn't he, where he would always, like, it's like with the Lion King, it happened in that where the dad died and things, you know, like it's there was this there was death happening, and it's just like really like it makes you so emotional. Like when I
Yeah.
see that, you know, it was like, oh god, like the Bambi just was just horrific, like but like what was my point now? Yeah, I started like exploring these things, like, so um and I got like really like I don't want to sound bizarre, but like I was like, I don't know if you've ever seen Bates Motel, like the series. It was like a series like redone for the film Psycho.
Yeah, I know. I haven't personally seen it, but my friend watched
Yeah,
it. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
yeah. So it was like based off Psycho, and it like crosses over like what
Mm-hmm.
happened in the film Psycho, and like I looked into that and found out like these um ideas was actually purposely, like, Hitchcock implanted them into the film. Like the things I was looking at, he purposely put it in there, like, you
Mm.
know, things to do with the mother and the Oedipus complex and all that stuff. Like, you know,
Yeah.
and how he was like weirdly attracted to his own mother and things, and it just I don't know, I find those things like these things really interesting, like how he, like, it was like the idea that his mother was dead and things, and he was still holding on to it and he couldn't let it go and things. um but yeah, no, when I was looking into these things, it's just really interesting, even though I don't like things like Freud, looking into stuff like that, and it's like I can't, no one could ever be fully sure what anything means, but it's just
Mm-hmm.
interesting, really interesting to even to read about what people, even like what he thought, you know, things that he thinks thinks about things, and I just find it really interesting.
Yeah, no, totally. Was this one sold on Maker's Place or Known Origin?
Maker's Place.
Maker's Place. Okay, awesome. And then also, there's a question that came in. Etta Toddy asked, "What are your thoughts on the double standards in the way women artists who make evocative art are treated compared to men who make evocative art?"
Right. So stuff's been popping up, hasn't it? Sorry, would you say that one more time,
Yeah,
just so I
of course.
can make sure it was the right thing?
Yeah. The question is, what are your thoughts on the double standards in the way women artists who make evocative art are treated compared to men who make evocative art?
Right. Yeah. No. I've recently just like seen some stuff popping up about all this. And I remember I do remember seeing like somebody messaged me and said you've been mentioned in like a is it Coinbase, like a Coinbase article thing, and I remember that day just I really didn't have any time and I was rushing. I remember just like clicking on it and like looking down, and I saw my name on it, and I saw Caroline's name on it, and that, and I thought, and I didn't think much of it at first. I didn't think like it was. I just didn't think like that. I just thought if anything, it was giving you a mention kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then somebody messaged me the other day. I was like, how do you feel about it? And I was like being mentioned in like a thirst trap thing. And I was like, what? I was like, I don't even, it. Like, and I thought in my head, like, this sounds really maybe dumb of me. I don't know, but like, I actually, honestly, didn't really know what a thirst trap was. Like,
Oh, it's
that
not
probably
dumb.
sounds really dumb, but and I had to go and look up properly what this were, because like I was like, what? Do you know what I mean? Like I'm being like apparently being thingy associated with, like I don't even know like what's like, as if I've done it on purpose or something. I guess I don't know.
I didn't know that you were mentioned in that. Wow.
Yeah, and I was like, well, what is this? Am I being accused of doing this? That's what I thought. And I thought, because I don't even really know properly what it is. And when I looked it up, I thought, oh wow, like that is just, if somebody is saying, like, I just don't know, like why. I mean, well, maybe I don't know, but it felt like hurtful, because I thought I'm definitely not. That is not what that is not what is on my mind when I put a piece of art out or whatever. I'm definitely not, like, in my head anyway. I'm definitely not like doing it for any like attention. Like, yeah, no. I'm doing it because, do you know what I mean? I'm doing, like, it's just, these are the things when I sit down and draw. These are the things that come to mind. These are just the things that happen.
Wow.
Do you know what I mean? And it's
That's such bullshit. I did not know that you were connected with. I've heard about that article on Twitter, but I didn't, like you said, you didn't have time to look into it. I didn't really look into it. But that is such bullshit. Like, what? You are putting so much talent and so much creativity and into your work, and you create absolutely stunning work technically and like conceptually, and to say that, to minimize it to this is like being attention seeking or like whatever they're saying, that's such bullshit. Like, what? Also, I mean, it's really good to just bring up that topic, and we've even talked about it briefly with a couple other streams, when we had like Tubador come on, and he was talking about some of his collection in Metapurse, and how he prefers to collect, if he collects art that is like on the female figure, he likes to collect it from a female artist, because females take this concept very differently than a male artist, so that's bullshit that happened to you. I'm really sorry.
No. I mean, like I said, like when it was brought up, I think it was more, I'm not sure if the person was intending to harm, if you know what I mean, like to cause harm or anything. But I think a lot of people took it all the wrong way. I think, like, I don't mean like that. I don't know if I just said the wrong thing. That, like, I don't know if That's not what I'm supposed to say.
You don't know what their
Right.
intentions were. Yeah.
Yeah,
That
like,
makes
I think,
sense.
yeah, like I don't think people know if it was. But then again, it's very confusing thing for me because I've looked at it and I think my first thing off looking and reading it was like that. I see where everybody's coming from in it, I guess. Like, so I don't think there was intent to cause upset there, but it kind of has, because it's like was said, it's like saying that, as if you're, in a way, it's like saying that you in a way you become an object, like, because you're, even though, like, you can support the, like they said, the sex workers and things like that, it's like, but automatically assuming that you're just assuming you're doing that, you're an object, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like all over again.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And I, like, you just even brought up, like, sex workers and this topic and stuff like that. Like, it's really interesting to me because when I was first, like, got interested in cryptovoxels and the community was really, really small, we were talking about how, eventually maybe Ben would make a, like, not safe for work area and, like, allow different things, like, that sex workers could do, like, virtual, well, he never said he explicitly was going to do it, but we were talking about it, and, like, allow sex workers to do, like, virtual work in different virtual worlds and, like, all this stuff. And it's so interesting, like, there were so many people that were shocked that others were in support of stuff like this. And, like, it's just interesting to me the way that other people perceive different industries and perceive women who are in support of these industries, even if they're not working in it themselves or things like that. Like, it's very interesting to see kind of what's going on and where people's heads are at. But also at the same time, like, to have your work be compared to something where you are attention seeking and, like, all this stuff, like, it's idiotic in my opinion. Like, and it's like you said, it's hurtful even if it wasn't intended. It's putting you in a box. And even what Adatati was implying in the comment, like, that doesn't happen to other artists. That specifically happens to female artists a lot of the times, which is not fair.
Yeah, I totally
like, why
agree
can't we
with that.
draw our own form?
Yeah, like, it's, I don't know.
That's
Like,
a good
as in, like,
question.
no, it's very, like, I think the thing is as well, you can get, I think, as a woman, like, when things are happening like that, I think as well you can kind of fall under without, like, you can become a bit blind as well to what's going on, I think, with things as well, right? If that makes sense.
Totally. Yeah, no, absolutely. I think that was a great question, and you have a great comment to all of that. If you guys have more questions, definitely drop them in the chat as well. Easy said, yeah, just keep creating your amazing art.
Oh, thank you.
Yes,
thank you very much.
absolutely. I agree there too. So do you have anything that you want? Oh, that's a cool one.
Oh, sorry.
No, yeah, let's go to the other ones.
Like,
I don't know if you have any that you want to flip through. This is
I
a
think
really
they're the ones
cool
I've,
one.
yeah, I think that's
Wow.
one of the last ones I've put in.
Do you want to talk a little bit about this one?
Okay.
This has, like, a combination of, like, all the pieces that we saw. Like, this, like, combines so many of the aspects. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like,
It has
I think
the eyes that look, yeah, the eyes that look almost, I know it's not exactly from that, but they look like cartoonized, almost like the My Little Pony thing, and then the wolf, which was on the neck tattoo, the Bambi leg, the Ethereum symbol, like, it's so cool.
Yeah, I got a bit carried away with this. Well, not carried away, but it was like, it started, sometimes things start off, like, more minimal, and then they just kind of, things in an image just breed. I don't know, like,
Yeah.
and the thing that kept coming to mind with this one was, I don't know if you've heard that song, I think, every TikTok and all of it anyway. That what's it called now? I can't believe I forgot. Is it Mad at Disney? Or something like They Tricked Me? That
It
thing?
might be.
That song?
I am guilty of not really knowing TikTok that
No,
well, so I don't know.
no. I don't know it really well, but I remember that this popular song was going around on there, like Mad at Disney and stuff like that, and They Tricked Me. I don't know who I am or what I was, and things like that. And I thought it's cool how they was putting Disney in there with issues of identity and things like that.
This one is so cool. By the way, Wrong Bedroom said that's my favorite piece. Amazing. This one is so good. Where has this one where was this one released? Sorry.
Maker's Place again, that one.
And was it an editioned work?
Yeah.
How many editions were there?
10 of this one.
And are they all gone?
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's someone earlier was looking at one of your other ones. They're like, darn, I just checked and they're all sold out. But yeah, no, this one is epic.
But no, I need to get more on Super Rare as well. Like, I've not. I think Maker's Place keep asking me, "Oh, do you want to do a feature? Do you want to?" So on the 18th, it's like I've got supposed to be on the 18th a feature of Maker's Place as well.
Oh, awesome! Again. I was actually going to ask that if you had any dates coming up that we should keep track of. So yeah. The 18th, you have a release on Maker's Place. Any other things that you have in mind?
I think so. So I'm pretty sure it's been confirmed. So on the 18th is Maker's Place. I think there's something coming up like I think maybe the 1st of April, the 8th of April. There should be something's coming up. So like end of March, April is all really like lots of stuff gonna get crammed in. But like I'm having to work on loads of things. That's why I'm not really not active but dropping anything at the minute, if that makes sense. Like there's like a secret thing going on as well. Like I'm not actually allowed to say anything about. Because it said you don't say anything. So there's another thing there that's like something big as well that's happening. But we don't say anything about it. So.
Okay. So you have a lot of stuff in the pipeline. Some you can't just talk about yet, but obviously you guys know to follow her Twitter and everything to keep up. Michelle Kerr said, "Readying my ETH" with a heart face. That's awesome. What is the title of this piece we're looking at, by the way?
They Tricked Me.
Oh, okay. I love that. That's so cool. And what I do also want to ask, what I see you use like the ballet slipper in some of your pieces. Is there any like inspiration of where that came from?
I think initially in my mind the idea was like initially I thought I wanted to put like it sounds like these slipper things on animals, if that makes sense. Like because when I was in everything's kind of fed from like going to art school. Like I've had this this sounds really, really horrible, but it was given to me by somebody who didn't want it anymore. So I saw it as ethical. It was like and I still have it today. I did not buy it, and I did not like. Do you know what I mean? Because I don't believe in buying fur or anything. Like obviously, I do not like any of that. But apparently, it was this person had it for many, many years. And so I took it off their hands because they didn't want it anymore. I don't know this person, but I took it off their hands. So I saw that as ethical anyway because I wasn't buying anything anywhere.
Yeah.
So so I had this fox, like a fox pelt basically, and it still had all its claws attached and its whiskers and his little nose, and I was like, wow. Like just to be so close to like, because I love foxes, them animals, you know what I mean, to be close to it because you can't get close to them. So I mean I only ever came close once. I remember like I went like it was a really bad time with like an ex-partner like from years and years ago. I've only ever had like one bad relationship, and it was really bad, It ended bad. It was only ever one relationship, and And I remember I just kind of felt like I'd given up in a way, like, and like I was sat. It was about 1 a.m, and I was just sat on the street, like in this near this alley, and it was dark, and obviously I was worried and stuff, quite emotional. And this fox came over, and he come walking over. I was like, wow, like, and he come right
Wow.
over and literally like sniffing my hand with his nose on my hand. I was like, wow. And I've never had an experience. And I thought, and he was there for like a minute, a good few minutes. You know, it was like really cool, and it just, I don't know, it's weird how something like that can be like, right, it's, you know, make you think it's time to go, that kind of thing as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Wow, that's
Just
interesting.
my
Yeah, you have a lot
experience.
of, yeah, like,
Sorry, I do tend to ramble and like go off onto other
no.
things as well. Like things just remind me of things, and then I'll think of another thing and talk about that.
See,
But
that's the cool thing. Yeah, that's the cool thing about these. It's like it is truly just like opening up your mind a little bit for everyone else to get to know you a little bit more and get to know your work a little bit more. So that's like rambling is a good thing for these types of streams, you know. And you have a lot of really cool stories to share. Um, so I guess as we start to slowly wrap up, if anyone does have more questions, definitely feel free and drop them. Um, it's awesome that we know what you are coming up to, and what works that you have some drops soon for us to look out for. I love that you're just, you know, constantly creating and like pushing the boundaries with your work, and I love that you have tied in so many different like stories, personal stories of your own into your work. And I think that they have such a cool like storyline and theme. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I just love them. I think it's really interesting, and I'm glad we got to like open the like door and see you a little bit because you have
yeah,
been obviously like behind this art, and it's awesome to see you through your work too. You know?
thank you. I mean, it's been really nice, like talking about. To be honest, and I always get dead nervous before things like this because I think, right, I'm just gonna freeze and not know what to say, or you know. But like, I'd say that like you made me feel really comfortable, and like I've found your questions and that really interesting, like especially the ones about like the reality TV show and things like that.
I know, I'm
It's
so
really
weird with that stuff.
fun.
I always like the reason why that stuff intrigues me. I actually have a few more questions before we finish up that are kind of weird,
Yeah.
but that the reason why that stuff intrigues me is like sometimes every season I think of new questions, and like whatever I'm thinking about in my head at that moment, like I'm also wondering what other people are thinking about. So like recently, I've said this on the stream, but I've gotten really into. I've never seen the show for Survivor at all, and it's like 20 years old or something. So I recently have been like watching them, and so I'm like, oh, I wonder like, and I always think like, oh, what if I was on the show? So I'm like, I wonder what show other people would want to go on. So I don't know. I just like think of these things that I'm thinking of, and I like project them onto other people, I guess.
No,
But
I love that. That was it. Made it really fun and like, yeah, just, it like you say, it just got the conversation going.
nice, thank you. I really appreciate that. I guess I do have a few closing questions. Some kind of related to what we're talking about and some not at all, but that's the fun of it. So I guess the first one, what is your favorite item that you bought this year?
Oh,
So in 2021.
it's another one of those cool questions. My favorite item, item that I've got this year. See, I've got a few. I just got like I don't see. I haven't bought anything, so I'll go off like the gifts I got maybe. Um, like I just got given a Funko Pop Lady Sylvanas. That was really
A
cool.
what?
A Funko Pop Lady Sylvanas. Like
Okay.
I've never seen one before. Like, so that was really cool. And I got this. Like I don't really know. Paula Rego book. Yeah,
Oh, cool.
I got that for Christmas. That
That's
was
a
really
really
cute. It's like
cool
you
book.
can't tell from it, but it's proper silky and like That's some of her art on there anyway. But
That's
yeah,
awesome.
she's such a cool lady, Paula Radel. And that's one of the best things I think I got this year.
Yours are way better than mine. I said the best thing I bought this year was my water bottle because it helps me drink enough water every day.
Yeah, but I need one. I need one of them.
Yeah, just got it from Amazon and I love it. It like tells me exactly how much I should have drank by what time. So, the if you could instantly become an expert in something, what would it be?
Oh, instant. It's like the story of the like life and death for the way I'm treated. Maybe I'd say somebody. I'm not quite sure the way, but I think the other thing I was going to go into if I didn't do my MA in fine art, which I've done my MA in fine art, but I was going to go and do an MA in art psychotherapy.
Oh,
So
that would be cool.
I wanted to help people. So like they told me when I went to like look at what I wanted to go and do on the MA thing, they said that you can help people like so they'll draw things and like and you like analyze the drawings and things like that. You can do it with criminals, children, and all those things. And I found that really interesting. Like analysing drawings that people and even criminals might have drawn and things like that would have been interesting.
It is totally interesting because like just like with our work and how you can see so many things through it, you can absolutely see that with other things too. Like even I grew up around a lot of foster kids and they actually use that technique a lot too, where like everyone would sit down and like draw something and then we would have to like go through and like talk about each sections of our drawings and like what they meant, and it was easier for kids to talk about things with drawing it and describing each piece rather than like telling their feelings or like different situations or whatever. So I mean that's totally such an amazing line of work, and that would be really cool to instantly become an expert in that, because then you could analyze anything anyone does, right?
Yeah. I remember me and my sister we thought we'd try it. Like I don't know if you've heard of it. Was only like I think a couple of weeks ago we did it. Like what's it called, Tree Man House, where you draw a tree, a man or whatever, and a house. And it was funny because my sister, like mine was like just this really surprising, just this really rough, quick, horrible thing, and I was like, like it felt it anyway. It was really like minimal and just like, and my sister was like, oh, I'll put tiles and everything on the house, and like she'd put like things on the roof and everything. I was like, whoa, it's like a masterpiece. And like and I think when it came to analyze it, I can't remember it was saying like, I think she expected to like just, oh yeah, no, I'm fine, look at this masterpiece. It said, oh, like you're overwhelmed. Like you're doing all this detail.
That's really funny. Cool. That's funny, yeah. I mean it's crazy how you can analyze all this stuff for sure. Okay, last two questions. First one, what would be the most surprising scientific discovery imaginable?
Sorry.
So like what would be the most, like if scientists discovered something tomorrow, like think about like what could be the most surprising thing ever that they discovered?
Oh gosh.
I think I can give you examples of what some other people have said too, if it helps.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think someone said it would be really surprising if they discovered that. Have you heard of simulation theory? It's like where people believe that we're living in a simulation on Earth and other beings are like watching us and like they created us to be a simulation. So they're like, that would be pretty freaking crazy if scientists discovered that that was true tomorrow. Or some people say like if they discovered actual like living beings in space, or like
aliens.
Or someone also said it would be crazy if they discovered that Trump was actually a good guy. I've gotten weird responses.
Yeah, I think it would be. I think what I'd love to happen, but at the same time be crazy for a lot of people. I think what I'd love maybe to happen is that, and it would be crazy, is if they discovered like that animals like actually knew what you were talking about, and it was pretty
Oh,
like the same as us. They just couldn't speak.
that would be a good one. I swear my cats know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
no, that would be a really good one. Okay, last question. Would you want to live forever?
Would I want to? Yes and no. Like, I can't
That's
have
what a
both.
lot of people say.
Like, yes, because like life can be really amazing, especially when you find a group of people like yourselves and like with crypto art and everything. Like when you find something like this, like yeah, then you kind of want to stay around like forever, I guess. But
Yeah.
then obviously you can't because there's no point because you'll all eventually disappear. So, and there's everybody you need is just gone anyway, aren't they? Probably not. It
Yeah.
sounds what? Yeah,
Yeah,
guess
no,
not.
a lot of people say no. They're like, no, I think like my time on here is what's meant to be, and I wouldn't be productive if I had a million years to live and I
Yeah.
never get anything done. So I totally get both sides of it. Um, well, this was so awesome. I'm so glad we got to know you a bit more and like your art and what you're inspired by. I think I mean, you are so talented, and I think you did a really good job like letting us in and showing us sort of some of your inspirations. So thank you for coming on and sharing everything.
Thank you for having me here, and it's been really nice talking to you as well. I didn't like I said, I was a lot more nervous, and it's ended up being like I really enjoyed it.
Oh, I'm glad. That's awesome. And I always tell everyone like and seriously I mean this, like now it's become more natural, but my first interview that I did where I was the guest, I was so nervous. I was like talking fast and like getting choked up, and I was like afterwards I was like I did a terrible job. I did a terrible job. And then like it gave me the boost of confidence though. Like I was like, no, I can do this. Like I'm being so in my head, and once you get used to it, it's a bit easier, right? And once we get
Yeah,
talking, then it's like not as stressful, I think.
yeah.
But
No, that's true. That is like that. It's like I always work myself up. I think, oh no, I'm gonna totally just say something I shouldn't say, and like, and then I think when you like say when you're into it, you just don't think about that anymore anyway. Yeah.
yeah, totally. Well, I think you did an amazing job. I'm super happy to have this video like on YouTube forever for other people to watch as well. You guys, if you haven't, definitely like and subscribe to my channel so you can get updated with all my streams coming up. We have a lot planned, and thank you, everyone who is always in the chat and asking questions and chatting with us live. I so appreciate you guys, and definitely make sure to follow Kitty Bast on Twitter. I have her Twitter, her all of her art platforms, everything linked in the description box. So follow her work, and she has some amazing stuff dropping soon on different platforms. So check her out as well. And thank you. We'll see you
Thank
on
you
the
very
next
much.
one. See you guys.
Thank you.
Okay, stay on one.